Oh, Guten Morgen, son. Come here, sit and listen to what your good old Russian uncle has to say. What? No, we are not gonna talk about meta again. Well, only to some extent. Anyhow, the subject of today's video is how to enjoy small things in life, and Genshin Impact is one of those things, and any video game for that matter. So, Genshin Impact, right? You know, this game is not about the endings or endgame, it's all about the journey. No, literally. We don't have an ending for Genshin Impact right now and won't be having it for at least 2 to 3 years. That is if new regions will be released around the same time. Then we'll have to wait for August of 2024 for version 5.0 and then August of 2025 for 6.0 and release of Snezhnaya. Yes, this is the right way to pronounce it. And then another year for a grand finale, or maybe a couple of months, who knows. So don't you worry, you have at least 2 more years to quote-unquote catch up with everyone else. But if you have a friend who started to play way before you did and now have AR 58 or so, and you are worrying about him quitting the game because you are too slow, well then don't worry. Just don't. If a person already had AR that high and still playing the game and inviting you, then he or she most likely will have close to 100% completion rate on most of the areas, plus every single world quest done, legends quest done. So if he or she didn't quit of boredom in Genshin for this long, it is unlikely that they will stop playing anytime soon. So just don't worry and take your time. And take your time you need, because exploring in Genshin and doing world quests does feel good? Yes, world quests, not Archon quests. Main line in Genshin is, how should I put it, mid? It's not bad, it's not great either. And the funny thing is that the whole story that you are reading or listening to most of the time just gives you a base, a canvas with a sketch, if you will. And those world quests that I mentioned before, plus exploration of areas that those world quests open to you, filling the picture with colors, shadows, whatever else there is you need to finish the picture. And it is actually interesting how so far Genshin story hasn't seen any major retcons or close to zero plot holes. I mean, there must be a plot hole somewhere in Genshin story, but I just didn't see any obvious ones. Nothing like WoW or JoJo's retcons or Dark Souls plot holes. Yeah, I know that Warcraft has a lot of books, and before WoW the whole universe of Warcraft was a typical Blizzard stolen game with reskins, and also Araki forgot, and no, I won't forgive Miyazaki a fume greatsword at the Smoldering Lake. So far, Genshin story was consistent, and the more we know, the better it gets. Seriously, you can just Google Genshin lore and be bombarded with information that reaches far beyond Genshin, like how all the characters in a certain Fontaine World quest are connected to a game Hoyo made 20 years ago. Plus, Genshin story in a gacha world somehow feels like a breath of fresh air. Because in gacha you can't have a good story and a gameplay simultaneously. Fate, despite having 7 quadrillion novels written about it, is boring as hell. Its gameplay is like mega outdated, and gacha is well On the other hand, Arknight's Girls Fortnite 2, Arknight's Impact, Nikki has somewhat enjoyable gameplay. However, in Arknights or Girls Fortnite or Nikki, every single character is an Artorias. I mean, yeah, people like this type of characters with a sad backstory, even Genshin has their own Artorias like Scaramouche or Kazuha, but maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't make a story about why one character is always eating ice cream, a sad one. Hypergrief. Also, bonus points to Genshin for that quest that remind me of a GTA 4 mission, that special someone. But Yon, you say, okay, I might give a Genshin story a chance, but what about characters? What about roles? What about events? The Primus, the douche, the mullah, the gabagool? Thankfully, son. Mihoya improved it enough. Allow me to explain. Now, if you want to do an event that takes place in, let's say, Fontaine, all you need to do is to go to Fontaine. When you click on an event, it may say that you wanna clear certain Archon quest, but this is done purely so that you won't spoil yourself, because you can just click OK and still proceed to this X event from 4.0. And yeah, you won't really spoil anything for yourself, simply because, as I said before, in order to understand something in Genshin you need a base, plus exploration, plus quests. So my friends, proceed without fear. And if you're already AR60 and wanting an answer what to do after clearing Genshin on 100%, then all I can recommend is to just do what you usually do. Log in, waste your resin, do dailies, log off, play something else, and just wait for the next few big updates before actually returning to the game, so you would have a lot of stuff to do again. And if you are not at this borderline burnout point, then don't rush. Enjoy the game. Remember, we still have at least 2 more years before the grand finale. You will have plenty of time to catch up with everyone else. Just remember, the higher you are, the less there is a game. As a general recommendation for those who are just starting out, I recommend building Lisa for reaction teams, plus she will deal a lot of damage early on, Shan Ling for general use, Collei and Dendro MC, the rest is up to you. Also, if you want to build a lot of characters, then save your Fragile Resin up to AR55. It might sound scary, but it will only take you a month or 2 to get there by playing chill, or around 1 or 2 weeks if you're gonna play Genshin all day. If you already built characters that you wanted, then you can spend all your Fragile Resin at AR45 in artifact domains. And use the calculator for future planning, for Christ's sake. Think with your own head. Trust me, this action will help you in future life, because life is all about creating problems and find a way to fix them. Alright kid, I gotta go. Remember, it's only a game, so don't be mad. Ciao. Link for a calculator in the description.